Hi, Stacy.
Yeah.
Can you see? Can you see that?
Kind of. If you tilt it to the right and move it over to the left a little bit.
If you're able to see, then that's fine. All right. So I saw two of you did the homework, right? Stacy, were you able to do your homework?
Yeah, I got it done.
You did it?
No, sir.
Okay, so did you get the link?
I have it, yes, sir.
Oh, okay, all right. So I extended the fast homework to 14. 14 is what on Thursday. So make sure you do it because you'll get a penalty of
Okay.
30%.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So let's go to section. So you will still find the notes in the module. I posted the notes there. So section. You guys, do you see that one?
Yeah.
So section 2.5, linear inequalities. Section 2.5, linear inequalities. So we're going to look at graph inequalities on the number. How to graph the inequalities on the number line. All right, so we have several kinds of inequalities here. So we have this, which is greater than. We have that one, which is lesser. We also have this, which is greater or equal to. And then we have that, which is less or equal to. Less or equal to. Now, when a given x is like that, let's say x is greater or equals to, when you get x is like that. So that means this is the same as x. This is read as x is greater than 3. X is greater than 3. Or you can say 3. So you can also say 3 is less than x. You can also say 3 is less than x. So 3 is greater than x. Oh, x is greater than 3. Or 3 is less than x. 3 is less than x. So we can represent these inequalities in. So we can represent these inequalities in or using interval notations. We can represent these inequalities using interval notations. So we can represent these inequalities using the interval notation. So our interval notation, we always put them in these brackets. So we can put them in that bracket, or we can put this in these brackets so that it goes. Or we can put them in these brackets. Okay. Or we can put them in these brackets. So these are the interval notations. Now, these brackets, this one, or this. So this bracket, these ones, I don't know how you call it. What do you call it?
Parentheses.
Parentheses, yeah. So this one and this. This shows that they are not included. So not included. So you're not including that value there. This one, what do you call this? Box bracket.
That would be called a bracket.
Bracket, yeah. This shows this one is included. This shows it is included. Now, for this parenthesis, they are always of this greater than or less than or greater than. So this parenthesis, this one, are for greater than or less than. For the bracket, this are for greater than or equals to or less than or equals to. So this shows that this one is not included and this one is included. Not included and included. Okay? Any question after that? All right, so we come back to our example when x is greater than 3. When x is greater than 3. Sorry. When x is greater than 3. Then we can draw this x greater than 3 in the number line. So how will we draw this in our number line? So our number line is of this form. So you start from 0 here. So there are the negative values this side. So -1, -2, -3, -4. And then they have the positive values here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, there. And then you continue like that. Now, for the x is x greater than 3. Yeah. So 3 is at this point here. So that means for the x is greater than 3, these are the values which are more than what? More than 3. Yeah. So x is greater than 3. So these are the values which are in this side. Okay. And now, because this x is greater than 3, and you said this is greater or less than, yeah, then that value is not what? Included. So what do you use? We use the parentheses, okay? So for x is greater than 3, so that means these are the values which are where? Going in what?
Towards infinity.
Towards the positive. To what? To infinity, okay? So therefore, what you put in here is the what? Is the parenthesis. So what you put there is the parenthesis. Now, how should we represent this in our interval notation? So how will we represent this in our interval notation? Yeah.
Parentheses 3, comma, infinity, parentheses.
So we represent this as, so we're starting from 1. We start from 3. And then the other one is what? Infinity. So it will be this parenthesis, and then you put 3 there, and then what? Infinity. Is infinity included? It is not. So we do what? We use the parenthesis like that. Okay? So that's how we represent that. So you can write it like that. So this is our interval notation. Mostly we will use, as we progress, you will find a lot of questions on interval notation. All right, so another example. If we have given x is less or equals to 1, x is less or equals to 1. Yeah. So x is less or equals to 1. Now, how should we draw this one, or how should we put this in our interval notation? So we can read this one as x is less or equals to what? 1. Or we can say 1 is greater or equal to x. So we can read like that. So we can say x is less or equals to 1, or we can say 1 is greater or equals to x. Okay, so how should we put this one in the interval notation? Okay, so again, first step, you draw a number line there. So we have the 0 here, we have the 1, we have the 2 there, 1, 2, and these are negative. Okay, so we have x is less than or equals to 1. So you go to where 1 is. So 1 is over here. Okay. Then the values of x are less than or equals to what?
1.
1. So therefore, what should we use?
Bracket.
We use the brackets. So these values are what? In this direction. So they are less or equals to 1. So we put the brackets. Then how should we write that in interval notation?
Parentheses, negative infinity, comma, 1 bracket.
Good. So it's because now we are not including the what? The infinity, right? There is nowhere where we can say we are ending this value. So therefore we write as this because we are starting from reading from this direction. So we start by reading from the left. So this parenthesis and then minus infinity because we're going to minus what? Infinity. And then what? 1. So 1 is what? 1 is included. So we use the what? We use the brackets. We use the brackets. All right. So you can go and read your notes. I have some of the examples there. You can check. And then we can do another example here. So graph this one. So x greater or equals to minus 3. So you can try that. X greater or equals to minus 3. So the first step is draw the number line. So you can draw the number line. Or you can start by doing what? Naming this. So you can say x is greater or equals to what? To minus 3. X is greater or equals to minus 3. Then you draw the number line. So we have the 0 there. And then we have 1, 2, negative 1, 2, negative 1. Okay. Then, so we know that x is greater or equals to minus 3. X is greater or equals to minus 3. So you go to where minus 3 is. So it is here. Then we know that this is what? Included. So we use the what? Bracket. The brackets. So it's like that. And then it is going to what? The positive direction. So this is x is greater or equals to minus 3. X is greater or equals to minus 3. So how should we write this one is in the interval notation?
The bracket minus 3.
So brackets
Parentheses,
and then minus 3. And then what?
infinity,
Infinity.
and then parentheses.
And then parentheses. Yes. So that's how we write. Okay. Another example. Minus 3 less than x less than 4. Minus 3 less than x less than 4. So this you can read as x is greater than minus 3 and less than 1, less than 4. x is greater than minus 3 and less than 4. Now, how should we represent this in a number? Like, how should we represent that in a number? Okay, so what do? Start by doing what? Start by drawing the quotation plane. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then we have minus 3. Okay. So we have minus 3. So here is our minus 3. And then we have the what? The 4 here. So therefore, it is between minus 3 and 1? 4. So then, as you can see, these are what? Parentheses, right? Yes. So that means we use the what? We use the parentheses because these are less or greater. So we come to minus 3 here. Then we use what? Then we come to 4. And then we also do what? So this x are less than 4. The values of x are not greater than 1, 4. So they are not in this side. And these values of x are greater than minus 3. Yeah. So greater than minus 3. So where will this be? So there should be what? Between minus 3 and 1? 4. So how should we represent that one in our interval notation?
Parentheses -3, comma 4.
So we have, because we are not including 3, minus 3, and this one is 4. That is false. That's 4. Okay, so you can try this. Minus 3 x minus 1 minus 3 x is greater than minus 3 and x is less than minus 1. Now, how should we represent that in our calculation? So you can read that one as x is greater or equals to minus 3, or x is less than 1, and that's 1. So here, draw that. So we have 0 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, So 1, 2, 3, there. Okay. So we come here. So this is what included. So therefore should be 1. Right. And then this -1 is not 1. It's not included. So it should be. So it is between that things here. So therefore we can represent this as brackets -3, then 1, -1. Okay. Yeah. So there are some of the questions there you can go and try this. All right. So let's come to the properties of inequalities. Properties of inequalities. Properties of inequalities. So one, we have the addition, subtraction property. Addition, subtraction property. And then we have number 2, multiplying or dividing property. Multiplying or dividing property. So for the addition and subtraction property, if the same real number is added or subtracted from each side of the inequality, if the same real number is added or subtracted from each side of the inequality, the resulting inequality is equivalent to the original. So you can find this one. Then when it comes to multiplying and dividing, then multiplying or dividing each side of the inequality by the same positive real number produces equivalent inequality. So if you multiply or divide by the same, then it produces the same inequality. Now this one is so important. Multiplying or dividing each side of the inequality by the same negative real number. So it's so important. Huh? Same negative real number produces an equivalent inequality. Producing equivalent inequality provided the direction of the inequality is reversed. So if you multiply by a negative real number, okay? So what do? You need to reverse the symbol. So if it was in this direction, or if it was like that, then if you multiply by a negative real number, then you go. You need to reverse it this way or that. Okay? So you need to reverse it. All right, so let's do an example. So for example, solve this one. X minus 3 all over 8 less or equals to 3 all over x minus 3 over 8 less or equals to 3 all over 4. So what you do here is you make sure the unknown is on one side, like the x value is on one side, and the other values are on the other side. So what do? You take the minus 3/2 to what? To the other side. Now, using the property number one, addition and addition subtraction property. So what do you do here to remove 3/8 from the other side? You do what? You add, right? You add 3/8 here, and then you also add 3/8 to the other side. Okay. So you add 3/8 here, then it will remove what? 3/8 in this side. So it will be x minus 3/8 plus 3/8 less or equals to 3/4 plus what? 3/8. So 3/8 minus 3/8 plus 3/8 is what? Is 0, right? So this is x less or equals to. Now 3/8 plus 3/8 is what? So 9/8. Yeah. So 9/8. So that is property number one. Now represent this one in the interval notation. So represent this in the interval notation. So how should we represent that one in interval notation? So you now graph this. So you can put that one. So in this 0, let's say this is 1. And this is 1. Then you get 1. So 9/8 is what? Sit between 1 and 2, right? So 9/8 is 7. Yeah. Now, this value is what? Included, right? So it should be the brackets. And then this value is less than x. So therefore, it should be this direction. So how will we represent that in the interval notation?
Parentheses,
So it is parentheses,
negative infinity,
negative infinity,
comma,
comma,
9/8.
9/8, brackets. So that's how you present. Okay, another example. Minus 3x minus 2 less or equals to 10. Minus 3x minus 2 less or equals to 10. So first, you make sure that you take these values together. So first of all, you do what? You add what? 2 them, right? So minus 3x minus 2 plus 2 is less than 10 plus what? Plus 2. So minus 3x less or equals to 2. Now, you say if you divide using the second property, you divide by or multiply by a negative, then what do you do to the side? You plus. So when you divide by -3, -3. So therefore, this is what? X
Is greater than
is greater or equals to what?
Negative.
negative. X is greater or equal to. Then you represent this one in the S interval notation. So you come here, draw that. Then I put here -4. Okay. So this is included. So it is here. And then these X values are all greater than. So this. And then how should we put this one in our interval notation?
Bracket,
Bracket
-4,
-4.
infinity. Parentheses.
So that's how you put that. So easy, right? Yep. Okay, so we are done for what we are supposed to do today. Oh, still after. Any question? Okay, we can introduce 2.6 and then we can continue next. So make sure you do the homework. So you do your homework, you'll be ready for your exams. So let's introduce section 2.6, which is the compound inequality. The compound inequality. Any question? Or you want to leave? If you want to leave, you can leave, you can leave on Friday. Yeah, so we can do this on Friday, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so before we go,
We're gonna have a quiz on Friday, right?
yeah, I'll send a quiz on Friday. I'll just maybe I'll post it. Or
We're gonna do a quiz in class? or
No, no.
something else in class?
you just do it.
On Moodle?
Yeah, I'll just send it and then I'll let you know. Yeah.
Will the quiz include what we do Friday?
Yeah, I
Will.
yeah, I think it's something you just do at home. So you just do it. I'll give you some time to do it. So might do it for like 12 hours and then you just pause it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Martin. Martin is not here. Anton. Zach. Eric. Stacy was here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Fina was here. All right, see you guys on Friday. So try to do your homework, okay? So
Thank you.
don't-
Have a good day.
that? Oh. All right, so you make sure you do your homework so that you don't get the 30%. Yeah.
I actually have a question about the way when you do this. I was also taught that you can use a circle, open circle or closed circle.
Oh, you mean like doing like this?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, or
Yes,
shading
versus
it
closed.
Yeah, it's the same.
Do you care? Would you prefer
No, no,
around
no,
it?
I don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right, see you.